says it's waiting for the live, and I'll wait for everyone to arrive. Tra-la-la. Jumping around in my seat. Good evening. Good evening, one and all. This is Gwenda. I have the absolute pleasure of filling in for our gorgeous Jess. Hello and welcome to you this evening. Love for you to say hello and let me know where you're from. For those of you who haven't met me before, I have my own show, the Heal with Gwenda show, on a Tuesday evening. I am a natural born seer. Good evening, Linda Gold. Nice to have you here. Healer, shamanic practicer. That didn't come in really well. Hedge from Denmark. Good evening, Tina. Lovely to have you here. And good morning to you, Nicole. Latika, hello. Jackie from Melbourne. Nice. So we're Linda, are you on the Gold Coast or are you in Melbourne? What are you doing? Tina and Denmark, Melbourne, Connor, Perth. Awesome, Rachel. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Maria. Just was sitting with you, thoroughly enjoying your company. Good to see you here. So, for those of you who have not met with me before, I don't do questions. I don't do cards. And Cat Gray, good evening. New South Wales. Yeah, I thought you were around there somewhere. And Janice Davidson, good evening to you too. Nikki, hi. So I'm going to wait for a few more people to come in. Carly from Melbourne. A few Melbourne people here. I'll wait for the numbers to come in. So we have Justine, hi. If you're new here, you're going to find that it runs a little differently in the way that we work with spirit. If we haven't met before, I'm a spirit medicine woman, a natural born healer and seer. I have the honour and privilege of the sight, the gift of sight with spirit. Hi Azem, Jordan, hi. 12:33. Hi Christine, Marie Clark. So, hi Sandra. It is always a joy to be able to do the work of the divine. Hi Sindor from South Africa. I hope things are going well in your part of South Africa. Sindor, it's lovely to have you here. Hi Tam, where are you from, Tam? Now I'm going to say to you that coming in to sit with me, you have given me and connecting with me by saying hello and sharing your lovely energy. You have given me permission to look in and to bring forward any messages that the divine, that your guides may have for you. If this is not what you want, then please say so, because they will tap straight into you to see what is going on. Ah, in Adelaide, lovely part of Australia. As I wait for more of our audience and people to settle in and say hello, I'm going to let you know that as a full channel, I wait for the guidance of the divine with what it is that they wish to bring to you this evening, with what it is that they wish to share with you, and also to let you know that the beautiful healing light and loving energy of the divine will swirl around you throughout your time of sitting with me. Hello Dee, nice to have you here too. Me too, Janice. I never know, which way it's going to go or what. Hello, Jodie Marie. Rob McAuliffe, nice to see you here this evening. How's that back of yours going? So let's see what the Divine wishes to speak to you about and how that fits in with where you're at in your life right now. So we're going to swoop right on in and have a look at, your first time here, Heather Louise, welcome along. Hope you enjoy the visit with the Divine and the Archangels that I work with. Thank you, Carly. Yep, we will see what happens with the Divine. So one thing that I want to I'm looking at here that I'm being shown is relevant to many of you here and also for greater knowing about yourself. Thank you, Latika. Oh, thank you for the share, Dee. That's really appreciated. And your first time also, Janice. In looking over all of you and looking at a number of you, I'm able to see the disturbance. Cinta, where are you from? And welcome, first time. I'm able to see the disturbance that you're carrying in your body, storing frustrations, disappointments, fears, not meeting your own expectations. Hayley Marie, hello. Wendy Massey. Oh, you're in the Gold Coast Centre. Nice spot. You're in the UK. Dee, welcome from the UK. I was actually in the UK myself this afternoon. I have a most beautiful client over there, so we were doing some healing for her this afternoon. This Saturday morning, 7 o'clock Perth time, 9 o'clock Eastern States time, but that will be middle of the night for you, Dee. Oh, does she, Cara? That's lovely. Sarah James. Hey, that's a nice surprise. Cara, what's your sister's name? So, Dee, it will be middle of the night for you, but I'm speaking at an online conference, and it's actually called She Is Me. She Is Me conference. And it's coming out of the USA. So if any of you are keen and interested, jump over to my page. Oh, cool, Cara, thank you. Jump over to my page on the Heal with Gwenda, and you'll see the post about the you need to be Dee. You'll see the post about the She Is Me conference and what it's all about, and also what my talk will be about. But part of what my talk about is being able to rise above adversity and rise above the behaviours of other people around you. How many of you have been challenged in your life, and maybe even right now, because of the behaviours of people around you? I don't want to give away too much about what I'm going to talk about on the weekend, but I lived in a small wheat belt town as a child and went to my first year of school at the age of 6 in this small wheat belt town. And I was so excited to be going to school. I was going to have new friends. Jodie Marie, well, I'm going to have a little look-see in there then. Thank you. Currently, Tam? Okay, well, I'm going to have a look at you guys who are having difficulty with people around you and what it's about, and how you can rise above that. Because for me, it started when I was 6. Jordan, I'm sorry, but this isn't that sort of show, love. Can't help you. And looking forward to making new friends. How many of you like to make new friends and think, you know, it's great to have new friends? Thanks, Latika. But that's not what happened. So I learned very early on that you can either be crushed by other people's behaviours, other people's attitudes, or you can learn to stand in your own power. How easy is it for you to stand in your own power and to really own it? Now, if you jumped up and said, yeah, absolutely, I would say, no, I don't believe you. Because standing in our own power is not something we're taught. It's not something that comes easily. We have to have all the bumps and the sharp turns and the toss you out of the carriage rides in our life. And some people develop what is called a skin thicker than a rhinoceros, because nothing seems to affect them. But the fact is, good one, Rob, good one. You fix that lower back and you will be owning your own power. You see, as a child, we are taught that we get rewarded and we get loved for doing well, for behaving, for, you know, anything that's good. Now, I'm a great believer in boundaries, and I'm a great believer in discipline with children. Sadly lacking these days. But to learn that you're a good girl, a good boy, because of what you did, is how we lose our power. Thanks, Rob. Hi from the Sunshine Coast, Angel. Nice to have you here. Yes, Maria, it is a process. We can speed it up. But it all begins in our family unit. And it all begins in how we see ourselves in our family unit. Maybe, Lee Marie, maybe. Thank you for your comment. It is true that when you heal the inner child, you bring much greater strength to yourself. Not necessarily do you learn to stand in your own power. You can heal the inner child, and yet you can still call people into your life who mistreat you, who show you that you can't trust, who do the wrong thing by you. So there's a little more to standing in your own power than healing the inner child. And healing the inner child is something we all need to do. Heather Louise, thank you very much. And yes, my girl, you've hit it nail right on the head. So many people struggle to fit into their family, and even when they start to do that inner work, they struggle to find their place in the family. So what is that really about? That's because we don't know how to stand in our own power. We don't know what our own power is. We don't in fact know who we are. We know who we are by who we have been framed to be. And we begin that framework, as I said, from childhood. when we are recognized for being a good girl, a good boy, when we're recognized, I'll love you if you do this or you do that. One child hears the parent say, I'm so proud of you, but they don't hear it for themselves. And the parents don't mean any difference from one child to the other. Most of the time the parent doesn't even realise. A long time ago, I had a client who had 5 children, and she was insistent that all 5 children will go to university. And I had a little look-see in, and I thought, well, no, that none of them are going to university. But she was hell-bent that all 5 children would go to university, because that was going to be a stance and a status that reflected her as a parent. Hi, Rosie. So that pressure was put on each of those children. Now, the last 2 children in the family both had intellectual and physical difficulties. But she was still insistent they were going to go to university, because that was her status, an indication that she was a successful parent. Never mind what the children needed, never mind what was right for their soul, and no parent knows what a child's contract of life is, just like you don't know what your contract of life is. And in that, Christine Marie Clark is a massive amount of loss of personal power. And that's not a fault, okay? It's something that you've learnt to do, because it's the way that you've learnt to be loved, to be recognised. A healing that I did today for a gorgeous young woman who's only 21, 22, to see her eternal flame of life, which resides in your solar plexus chakra, be so dim and so small, was just amazing, and really quite heartbreaking in a way. Tina, what have you got here? I don't think it's my family. I was born learning process. I was a kid from alcohol dad. I learned to drink alcohol. Learn this. Yeah. We learn such a lot, Tina. We learn a tremendous amount, all through observation. Hi, Lee Marie Jones. You can always come back here, love. The video remains on the Spiritual Events Directory. You can always pick up with my videos on there anytime under the Heal with Gwenda show. So there's several for you to be able to have a look at there. It will be saved automatically to the platform of Spiritual Events Directory, where you're watching from now. Hi, Pamela. So the thing about all of this, and is my lovely man still here? The thing about all of this, everyone, is that when you learn to stand in your own power, nothing can rock your world. We all know that this world is not about perfection, and if you are a perfectionist, then you'll be having an absolute nightmare. You're welcome, Lee. Tracy Thompson, hey. What this world is about is learning to navigate the potholes, learning to navigate the sharp bends. And in all of that is pain. In all of that is disappointment. And every time we slip into disappointment and pain, we lose our way with our own sense of power. Zita Bush, good evening. Thank you for joining me this evening, love. Yes, Tracy, good to have you again. I'm filling in for our gorgeous Jess this evening. So when you have a look at your life, and as I look into each one of you who is here with me tonight, I can see those potholes. I can see those sharp turns, and where you're storing that pain in your body. And every time we do this, it creates a divide between the incredibleness, the incredible power that we really are. And you know what? So many of us are frightened of that power. Yes, Wendy. Yes, we do. To sit in that roller coaster and learn to drive it our own way. But it's not so easy to do. It's all well and good to write these things. They look marvellous, you know, and even saying, oh, do some affirmations, do some journaling. It's not that simple. And that's what I want to bring to your attention tonight. So for each of you, and there is throat chakra disturbance here, and either Wendy, say Martin, this is with you. So there is throat chakra discord there. That's right, Lee Marie. Take your power back. You've been told so many times, but it's not easy to do. First, you've got to understand what your power is. Second, you've got to understand where you draw it from. Third, you've got to be able to understand how to draw it. And first and foremost, you've got to first understand who you really are. And you can only know who you really are by unraveling all that has been masked, all that has been framed around you. It takes time. It's not something that you can just do. It takes time because there are many frames, there are many layers. As many people who work with me find, it's like I thought I had it sorted, and then this happened at work, and now I'm back to square one. Hi Cheryl, welcome. So when you do start to do this, hi from Ireland, Christina, lovely to have you here. When you start to go on this journey of finding your power, standing in your power, damn right, Vicky, it's not always pretty. When you begin this journey, the best word that you want to have stamped on the back of your hand, written on the back of the toilet door, put up on the mirror in lipstick, you guys rock. Thank you for your generosity of you. Thank you for sharing openly the things that have taken place in your life that have taken you away from your power. But you can never ever lose your power. It doesn't matter, Heather, whether you're 55, 65, 75, your power is always within you. Christine Marie Clark. You know the really sad thing about that caregiver? They had no idea how to manage children themselves. That particular caregiver has got such deep wounds that they didn't actually know what on earth to do with a child. And we see this a lot. We see a lot of counsellors, psychologists have got all the issues themselves, and they go into this kind of work, as in child caring or counselling work. Yeah, Pamela, it's never too late to rekindle and align yourself to your power. And the word that you want to write in lipstick on the bathroom window, put it on a big piece of paper on the back of the toilet door, put it in your pillowcase, is persistence. I persevere to be my truth. And Nicole has got here, I am. Now, I mentioned affirmations before, so we can use as many affirmations as we like, and they will get us so far, or they will get us nowhere. You see, you can read affirmations till the cows come home, but if they are not aligned with you and you don't really believe them, nothing changes. Am I saying don't do them? No, not at all. I'm saying they won't work the way that you want them to until you understand yourself more. Thank you, Jodie Marie. Heather Louise, carried so many hurts and words from my childhood to this day that affected me, from being told you're worthless and unwanted. Pretty deep and haunting things, Heather Louise, but that's not the truth, is it? You can never be worthless. You can never be unwanted. Why do I say that? Because our Creator, which many of you know for me is God, and I've had so many visitations with ascended masters, with archangels, that no one will tell me any differently. And I know, Heather Louise, and for anyone else, the others of you who have got throat chakra issues because of words that were used in your childhood and treated with silence in your childhood, you were created in perfection. You are perfection in the eyes of the Creator. It is only the things in this life and the meanness of people in this life that make you feel any less than perfection. But your power is always with you. And may the force be with you. Rachel Smith, begin by learning to be deeply, deeply, madly in love with yourself. And when you do that, you will bring in the real love, the love that's right for you. The other thing for everyone about love, stop looking for it. Stop chasing it. Yes, Maria, we came from the divine and we are divine. We are simply beautiful and we are perfect. That's exactly right, Heather Louise, exactly right. You were God's perfect blueprint. What was that? Lee Marine, that's what I began with talking about, is the meanness. The meanness of people. But when we are aligned to our power and we understand the connection between our heart and our higher self and the divine, nothing anyone says can bring us undone. Yes, it can make us stumble. Yes, it can make us feel hurt. But we have a choice as to whether we carry that with us or whether we step into our power. Nikki, thank you very much. That is beautiful. And I'm very glad that you're here and that once again the divine is bringing to you what is needed for you. And Nicole, Yeah. Yes, we are. But when you think about people around you and the things that they say, maybe even the things that they do, it doesn't make you feel worthy, does it? It doesn't make you feel perfect, divinely perfect. And this is what I mean about learning how to move away from the words, from the actions of another person, so that you can be in your power and draw on that power no matter what is going on around you. And most often, it's family that hurt us the most. It is the words, the behaviours, the actions of people that we feel we love so much, or people that we feel are meant to care for us. Did you hear those words? People we feel are meant to care for us. Because we are a social being. We are a pack being. You know, whenever people do things with animals, they always reference them as being a herd mentality or living in a pack. And they'll talk about the hierarchy ways of a pack animal. And that makes me laugh, because humans and people are the same. We're a pack animal with a hierarchy. With human and people, the thing that is different is they have expectations. They have judgment. They have attachment. And all of that brings the hierarchy crashing down, and all of that creates the discord. So if you've ever looked into Buddhist teachings, they talk about no attachment. And this is something that's really hard to learn, because once again we are framed and we are taught from very early attachment. Yeah. And as we were talking about earlier, Maria, words are incredibly powerful. They hold a resonance. And that resonance is a vibration that is either loving and kind, or it's mean and hurtful. You know, words can be like an arrow that just slice right through you, and they always seem to land in the heart or right in the guts of you, right in the middle of you. And it's always very hard to say, turn the other cheek, especially when it is someone who is in the family who is looked upon as meant to be loving you, caring for you. It makes it very difficult. So the message for you all tonight is to really learn to step back, take a breath, and really think about what you want to do for yourself and how you're going to manage those words. And yes, Maria, make a choice to detach from them, because words are something we so easily attach to and become an attachment. Yes, Rob, and you're still here, thank you. In the back, an arrow lands in the back. Keeping the peace, you are forfeiting your power tremendously. Jane, thank you, you're very welcome. You're forfeiting your power every time you keep the peace. And eventually that creates a discord within you. So when I began tonight, and what the Divine asked me to look into for you was where you are holding discord in your physical self. Because words, memories of words, yes, Christine, I can appreciate that. memories and holding those memories of words and people creates a cellular disturbance in every part of your body, and you will retain that disturbance in certain organs of the body. And when you do that over a period of time, the organ becomes sick, the organ becomes diseased. So I'm going to say to you that Alzheimer's, senility, dementia. There was a young woman, she was a sister-in-law to a client of mine, and my client started telling me about this young woman suddenly becoming very forgetful, even to the point where she would urinate and not realise that she had urinated, just standing wherever she was standing. So I had a look in, and I said, well, you're not going to like this, but she is so desperately unhappy in her marriage, which she was married to this lady's brother-in-law, so she was family. Like your style, Nikki, I can relate to that. That she was so unhappy in her marriage, but she couldn't get out. So her way of managing was to remove herself from her mind. Heather Louise, I'm sure with what you wrote earlier, you would know that you can talk to him. You can talk to him. He hears you. He will answer you. He also knows what those past hurts are. He knows what the words unsaid are. Yes, Tina, learn to laugh. Learn to laugh, and laugh at yourself, laugh at everything. It is the best medicine. So, this young lady I'm talking to you about, she got so bad that they put her in a home. Now, by the time they put her in a home, she was very demented, didn't know her name, didn't know her family. Didn't know her family. Wasn't able to shower herself. Wasn't able... Hi, Annabelle, thanks for saying hello. So she wasn't looking after herself at all because she couldn't. And yet, she died of what was said to have been an overdose. I don't think you have to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out. So what I'm saying to you here is be very aware of how you manage your thoughts, how you manage your power in all relationships, and speak out. If you can't speak out to the person involved or in the situation you're in, go and speak to nature. Go outside and speak to the heavens. Go and speak to the ocean. But speak out, because when you speak out, you get help and you get support. The body is an amazing, incredible creation. It is incredible in its ability to heal of anything. It's incredible of its way of being able to restore. And when you really become aware of your power and you step into your power, then you do amazing healing without even knowing it on a cellular level. Those bumps and rides, those sharp turns, those potholes, the wishing well. How many of you sit in the wishing well? Oh, I wish, I wish, I wish. We witches have a saying, be careful what you wish for. because everything that you send out is heard and answered. Everything. So your words are power. Which power are you using? Are you using the power that is your true self, or are you using the power that is wishing? And wishing for something else in life, for things to be different. Very important matters, these. And especially with what's going on in the world at the moment. So if you want to have greater ability to manage and navigate your life during this time of the world, then there is no better time for you to become more aware of your power, to stand in your power, to find the passion that you have in your heart and be able to follow that passion. So let's have a look. Parkinson's. That's a great question, Maria. Parkinson's is about feeling a lot of denial about the things in your life. Parkinson's is also about feeling that you didn't have any control over things in your life, where other people made decisions on your behalf and made you pay. Made you feel like you couldn't make your own decisions. And Parkinson's is very much about a sense of losing your sense of self. When spatial is ready in your cell, in your cells. Yeah, we can shift the vibration of our cells just by the way that we think, just by the way that we use our words, and how we hold on to other people's words. And that's the difference. So, when I have a look at you, Heather Louise, the reason that the ocean is your comfort zone is because within you there is still, to this day, like an ocean crashing around. Sometimes it is very still, but most of the time it's very turbulent. So it means that you often cannot find peace within yourself, but you work at it. You work at trying to hold yourself calm. And the sound of the ocean, the crashing of the waves, actually brings you a sense of release. The lady with Parkinson's, Maria, was very controlling. It's interesting. So she lost her way of control and felt that she couldn't have the control that she wanted in her life. Vicky, I've never felt so at peace with everything going on at the moment. It's not bothering it as it's supposed to. Go you, that's wonderful, jolly good. That'll really stir things up. Whoops, where have you gone? Thanks, Heather Louise. Yeah, that's what I see within you, and it makes it very difficult for you to be able to feel like you're on an even keel a lot. Tracy Thompson, the way of the ocean, it doesn't move in you the same. The vision is not the same as Heather Louise. Yours, Tracy, is more like when the tide goes out. You know, when you go to places like Broome and the tide goes right out and you've got to, oh, good evening everyone, this is Slinky. You've got to wait for the tide to come back in. So for you, Tracy, when I look within you, it's more like looking at the tide that's gone right out and you're waiting for it to come in. So you will wait patiently for things to come in and then hope you're going to catch the right wave, if you like, as it comes through. Heather Louise, that's no surprise given what has taken place in your life, but you can turn all of that around. Jodie Marie says, hi Slinky. Yeah, Maria, so that lady lost her sense of control, and that's what brings the tremors in. And really, we create all of these things ourselves. Thanks, Tracy. Yeah, that's right. So instead of, that tide going out, and of course when the tide's gone out, there's nothing. There's nothing to hold on to. It's barren, and you really need to bring that tide in and make it more of the ebb and flow, and let that ebb and flow be really consistent, Tracy. And that's where you will then find that there is more flow in your life. That's nice, Tina. So allowing yourself to be able to pleasure Maria. Thank you for your time of being here, and my Jodie Marie and everybody, and such lovely interactions. Really appreciated. No, this is not true, Nicole. So I'm so glad you put that up here. So fibromyalgia, chronic migraine is forever. Nothing is forever, people. Nothing. You can turn it around, and your knowing of your power is where you will turn any kind of disruption in you around. So my client I was working with this afternoon in the UK, for more than 14 years, she's had chronic kidney issues and all sorts of related health issues, and she was working with me last year I think it was, and she said today that she was so glad that she did the work with me. Her kidneys have never been better. All of her levels are normal. She's off all the steroids and medication. Her bladder has settled down. Just amazing. You can heal anything, and yes, sometimes you need someone to help you, and that's what my specialty is. So I'm able to locate what the issue is, what is really causing you to have a bulging disc. Yes, you can, Jane. I'm able to find what that real issue is and then help you heal that. That's what my specialty is. One, I can see into you and see what's going on, and then I can find what's caused it and help you be able to come to the understanding of what's caused it, and then we work on how to heal it. So there is nothing that is forever. Even this life isn't forever, right? We're here for a short time, not a long time. Yeah, that's right, Rachel. So, hi Maria Peroni, nice to have you with us. So it's very much about your sense of power. We'll come back to that again. That's exactly right, Nikki, exactly right. How you talk to yourself, how you look at your body, how much nurturing you do for yourself and of yourself, all of these things make a difference to your health and your wellness. Without your health, you have nothing. You could be the richest person in the world, but if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. The empty feeling, Christine Marie Clark, the empty feeling is not being able to feel satiated, not being able to have the sweetness of life, and that all comes back to a sense of worth, a sense of being able to receive love. And this is something that is difficult for you, Christine Marie Clark, is to actually receive love, to feel that what someone's offering you is real, and that it's not a joke, or they're not going to rip the mat out from underneath you. So it leaves you empty inside, and there is a disconnect a disassociation between your true self and who you've grown up to believe yourself to be. This is the other part of my work that I just love. Thank you, Jane. Blood types, not what we're told is blood types. There are different blood types because that's the way that the medical world needs to look at it to be able to find blood that's compatible and bloods that are the same, Tina. Sean is eating, haven't been able to find the cause. Maria, I actually see the issue in your mum's bowel, and her bowel does not work at all well, and that's creating a lot of the stomach issues, but it's actually the large bowel. And it's also coming from a hiatus hernia that's up in the hiatus area of the stomach itself. And it's at the back, so it's never been properly diagnosed. And this is what causes it, but it's also because of the way that your mum digests life. She puts everything about life into her stomach, and I say to people like her, you're not a cow, you don't have 3 stomachs, you only have one. So it's really important that she learns to get things out of her system instead of putting them in her stomach and churning them over. But this is an old issue with her, Maria. This is like over 15 years old that she's been working this way. Now, in the information, everyone, my links are there for you to be able to have a healing session, a guided channeled session, and you're also able to reach out to me if you are ready to really move forward in your healing and have personal mentoring, or you might like to join the Soul Mastery Collective. And in the Soul Mastery Collective, you learn all about who you really are and how to reclaim your power. So for everyone that came in from all over the world tonight, South Africa and New Zealand and Ireland and the UK, thank you very much. Thanks, Maria. Thanks very much. Thanks. Is my dad live? You live in North. Thanks, Rosie. You're welcome, Maria. Thank you all so much for being here tonight and for sitting in. Oh, Sandra, where'd you pop up from, darling? Thank you, Sandra. You're sneaking in there. With yourself, Sandra, I'm looking at the gallbladder area and a split in your pathway, and it's very much around you having a period of life where you were not able to see any kind of sweetness in life and believe that sweet things, meaning the good things, you know, the cherry bite of life was going to come your way, and you a really big split in your road. 28 years of age was a really big turning point, and split in your road, Sandra. You've made some beautiful advancements, and you're still working on those for yourself and finding your own way into your power. Thank you, Nikki. It's a pleasure to have you here. Yes, it does, doesn't it, Linda? It just disappears. Thanks, Tracy. That's beautiful. Yes, Heather Louise, they tend to know where to point us, don't they? It's wonderful. And I can't take all the credit. Being a natural channel and seer, a born seer, I must give thanks to the divine for the privilege. Thank you, Rob, and thank you for hanging in here with all the girls. You know, Rob, for yourself, not only is that lower back issue, but it's, thank you, Sandra, and Sandra's saying, thank you, Gwenda, that's spot on. Rob, you need to also work on the the back of your neck, and this is you, by the way, Rob. Oh, lovely. Thanks, Maria. You're welcome, Christine. For Rob McAuliffe, you've buried a lot of stuff right back here, deep in the back of the throat chakra. So it sits around the base of your head, top of the spine. It's around the atlas of the head. So I get a lot of heaviness in here and tension and like a dull ache that comes through from the top of the spine. And Rob, this is very much with you not being able to feel that you can speak freely about the things that you really need in your life, that you really need in your heart. So it would be a really good time for you to do some beautiful heart journaling about the things that matter to you and be able to release this, because you've pushed it from the front here to the back, Rob. So get busy working on that, love, and you'll feel so much better. Nicole, thank you very much. Latika, oh, that's a shame, Di Kelly. Yeah, love, we were about to wind up and say goodnight to everyone. So, you know, everyone, you can always come back and re-watch these lives, because the videos stay up. Yes, Vicky Price, I do complete healing, so right through to a cellular level and on all of your energy bodies. Natasha, Kaya, thank you. Rob's just saying you're spot on with that. Thank you, Rob. You're welcome, Tina. Thank you for coming in from South Africa. It's lovely to have you here. It's lovely to have you all here. So in answer to you, Vicky, and anyone else that's wondering, I work on all of you. So everything that makes you, you, that is all of your energy bodies, which of course includes the chakras and not just the 7 primary chakras, and your soul, your spirit, past life, fragmentations, all of it. It's a complete picture. So a healing with me is on that very deep level, and then with the physical self, it is on a cellular level. So that's how I roll, that's how I rock and roll, and I do love to dance. So thank you all for being here, and everyone that was in the background there, thank you very much. Yes, Sondre, thank you for that question. Sondre is asking, do I have a link to book in for a healing? All my links are in the information, the introduction for tonight's show, and you will find the link for a healing, the link for a channeled guidance, also to visit my website where there is a free gift for you. But if you go and download that free gift, please expect to hear from me, because it's a working gift. So it's something that is really going to shift you into your power that I've been talking about tonight. So yeah, Vicky, I love the healings. They're just amazing. And the young woman that came today, she'd never had anything like it and couldn't believe the difference that she felt in herself. She'd been in quite a bad way. Thank you, Jodie Marie. It's a pleasure to have you here. So please do have a look at the links there. That is how I do my bookings. And feel free to email me too if you can't find a place or the times don't sort of work for you. We'll see what we can do. And otherwise, everyone have a beautiful evening and a very peaceful sleep tonight. And I'll look forward to seeing you on my show next Tuesday night. God bless everyone. Good night.